Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Naomi and today I have a really sweet yoga practice for you. So this yoga practice was suggested to me by somebody who said, hey, can you slow it down just a little bit? I want to move, but I need a little bit more time in each of the poses. And so I've created a really brief, one pose at a time practice. Now what I'm going to do in this practice is guide you through 5 poses. We're going to do each pose on each side. They're all standing poses and they all target different areas of your hips and your quads and your hamstrings. So sort of the whole region from the top of your pelvis down to your knees. Okay, now once we go through all 5 poses, I'm going to give you the option to put them together in a sequence. So what that means is you're going to be able to put them together into a flow if you want to. Now when we do that flow, it's still going to move a little bit more slowly than my flows traditionally move. So it's going to give you a little bit more time in each pose to get there, to breathe, to acclimate, to be, and then to move on. If you need to take it a little bit slower, just take a picture of each pose as you're going through. You can do a screenshot as you're going through of each of the poses and then do this on your own at the rate that you need to do it. Okay, so hopefully this gives you just a good jumping off point to slow down your own practice when you need to and to give you some ideas of how to start with one pose at a time and then maybe build into a little bit more of a flow when you're feeling ready or when you have a little bit more energy or when you want something more dynamic. Okay, so all that said, just take a moment. Let's start with a little centering. So rest your hands on your thighs or in your lap. Close your eyes. Connect into your breath. And as always, I know that I'm sitting on the floor here, but if it's more comfortable for you to sit in a chair, please sit in a chair. We're going to be up anyway, so if sitting on the floor is not where you want to be, remember that you can always start higher up. And just take a few smooth breaths in and out. And give yourself the space that you need here to get ready to move. And then as you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and come all the way up to stand. So you shouldn't need a blanket. Your knees will not be down at all during this practice. So if you had a blanket, you can just get your blanket out of the way and just start with feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Okay, reach your arms up, grab a hold of your right forearm with your left hand, push down through your feet, through the ball of your big toe, baby toe, and your whole heel, and then lengthen over to the left. So you're not yanking on your wrist. Really hold on to the meat of your forearm. And then as you push through your legs, pull over. So it's an active push and pull. When you do that, you will probably feel your core muscles engage. Bonus. Okay, come on back up and switch. Grab a hold of your left forearm, not the wrist, your forearm. Push down through your legs and pull gently over to the right. And inhale as you come on back up and release your arms. Okay, now take your legs wide apart. Now, how wide apart do you go? Well, that's relative to your height. So saying like 3 feet apart isn't going to cut it for everyone. The way that you measure the appropriate width for your body is to turn one of your feet out. I'm turning my left foot out, and to bend your knee. And if your knee goes pretty close to parallel to the ground or to like a square shape, your knee joint is at a square shape, then that's about where you should be. Okay, if your hips are feeling good, if you're feeling steady. If you start tighter in, the only downside is you have less ability to move your hips and you have less foundation, right? You have less gravity in your legs to work with, okay? Because your center of gravity is higher up. So if you can get your left thigh, in this situation, your left thigh close to parallel, that's going to give you about the right distance for all of your standing poses, okay? So all that said, if you turned your left foot out, turn it back in because you're going to start on the right side, turn your right foot out. Okay, push into your left foot, really firm your entire left foot into the ground, bend your right knee. This is warrior 2. Now press down evenly through both of your feet and give your heels a squeeze so that you feel your upper inner thighs wake up. Keep that as you send your hips just a little bit lower. You don't need your right knee to go past a 90-degree angle. Keeping your knee in line with your ankle is really where you're aiming for. And then take your arms out to the sides. And you can keep your gaze forward toward me, toward the screen if you'd like, or turn your gaze over your right hand. You can stay right here. If you want to add a little extra, bring your left hand back to your left leg or your hip, right arm alongside your ear. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Bring your arms back up first and then straighten your right leg. Turn your right foot in so your foot is parallel-ish to the back of your mat. Turn your left foot out. And bring your hands to your hips in between the movements just to give them something to do. And anchor through your right foot by pressing through the ball of your big toe, baby toe, and your entire heel. Keep that as you bend your left knee and your hips go straight down. Okay? And once you get here, the more you squeeze your heels in, the more you're going to gather your power up into the core of your body. And then if you push back out through your feet like you're trying to separate your feet apart, but not ideally, then you're going to get some really good action, some extension through your legs. Reach your arms out too. You can keep looking forward toward the screen or look towards your left hand. You take a full breath in. As you exhale, send your hips a little bit lower and make that movement come from the center of your hips, not from your left knee. Okay, now if you want to add a little bit of that side body, bring your right hand to your right leg, left arm alongside your ear. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Lift your arms back up and then straighten your left leg. Now turn your left foot in. Give your knees a little bit of a bend and bring your fingertips to the floor in front of you. Okay, now you might need blocks underneath your hands if you find that your knees stay deeply bent with your hands on the ground, in which case, put blocks underneath each hand, one underneath each hand, if you have two. Now keep your left hand down, bring your right hand to your hip, give your heels a squeeze again, which will lift you up more into the back of your body, roll your right shoulder back, and extend your right arm straight up. Take a full breath in into your twist, full breath out, and just feel a connection from your right fingertips down to your left, and from your left fingertips up into your right. It's the full wingspan. You lower your right hand down and switch left hand to your hip. Now the tendency will be to shift your weight over into your left leg, which might make your left knee bend. See if you can pull your left foot towards your right foot as you twist your body to the left. Okay, now the reason for that is it just gives you a little bit more stability in your hips and your low back. Okay, it gives you more security in your foundation as you roll your left shoulder back, extend your left arm up. And you can turn your gaze up towards your left hand if that feels good. Otherwise, keep your gaze down towards your right hand. Okay, having your gaze down towards your right hand is going to give your neck a little bit more of a break, which is kind of nice. Okay? Now, lower your left hand down. Okay, turn your right foot out. Turn your left heel slightly back. Okay, so we'll do that just really quickly, not really quickly, slowly. Slow is the name of the game. Right foot slightly out, left heel slightly back. Okay, and then turn your body toward that front left corner of your mat, so on the diagonal, and bring your hands up to your hips. And this is warrior one. Now this is a tricky one for your hips, for sure. Okay, the tendency is to teach this pose to square towards your front leg. I'm going to say you don't need to. Instead, pull from your left heel up through your inner thigh, almost like you're trying to lift your left foot away from the floor. Okay, as you squeeze your left leg inward, then you might be able to turn your torso more towards your right leg, maybe. Now you can keep your hands at your hips or extend your arms up, your call. Okay, take a full breath in here, full breath out, and straighten your right leg. We'll go into it slightly differently. Bring your hands to your hips, turn your right foot in, turn your left foot out, and then angle your right foot back slightly. So right heel back slightly. That just gives you a little bit more of an angle toward the front of your mat, but you don't need to turn all the way, okay? Push down through your right leg, push your right foot firmly into the floor as you bend your left knee, okay? And just like you did on the first side, squeeze from your right heel all the way up through your inner thigh, okay? As you squeeze your heel up towards your inner thigh, you should feel more action, much like you did in Warrior 2, so that you can send your hips lower. And you might even be able to turn your torso a little bit more towards your left leg. You can take your arms up, or keep your palms together, or even have your hands at your hips. Whichever feels better for your shoulders. This pose is so much more about your lower body than your upper body. Okay? Straighten your left leg, turn your left foot in. Okay, going all the way back to the first side again, turn your right foot out, angle your left heel back slightly, squeeze your heels toward one another, and as you push down through both feet, lengthen forward. And this might be another one where you want blocks underneath your hands, just to bring the floor up to you. Okay, it feels nicer than trying to grab onto your leg. If you have a wall nearby, you could, of course, put your hand, ideally right hand, on the wall. If you had a wall in front of you, you could put your hands on the wall. So lots of options there to give yourself a little bit more support. Okay, but press to the inside edge of your left foot. The ball of your big toe and the inside edge of your heel. What that does is it just angles your hips back a little bit more, your inner thigh back a little bit more, so your pelvis can turn over your right leg. Okay, take a full breath in, full breath out, and you can even squeeze your right heel back a little bit more, almost like you're trying to lift your right foot away from the floor. And that does two things. Number one, it gives you more lift through the back of your body, and number two, it enables you to fold more deeply over your right leg. Okay, inhale fully. Exhale completely. And since you're folded forward, I want you to come into this one from the ground. So turn your right foot in, walk over towards your left leg, turn your left foot out. Bring your blocks with you if you used blocks, like take your blocks for a walk, okay? Angle your right heel back slightly so that your right foot is more on the diagonal. So it's not pointing out to the right, more on the diagonal up toward that front right corner. Now, just like you did on the first side, push through your back leg, like you're trying to push it through the floor. That'll give you more lift through your belly. That'll help you turn over your left leg more, which is ideal here in a way that it's not in Warrior One. And then keeping that lift, you can fold forward over your left leg. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. And the longer you're here, the more your legs will start to let go because it's sort of a relief, like you don't have to do as much work. I encourage you to go back and forth between that place of relief, like, oh, thank goodness, I'm done, and also, oh yeah, I can engage again. I can pull my left heel back again. I can push through my right leg again. Okay? But turn back to center, and you're going to do one more pose. So keep your left foot parallel to the back edge of your mat. Turn your right foot out. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right leg, left hand to your hip. And again, if you need blocks, you can put a block underneath your right hand, or you can put your hand up on your shin or your thigh for triangle pose. I would encourage you to keep your arm on the inside of your right leg, mostly because it gives you more balance. So if balance is an issue, arm on the inside of your leg. You can also squeeze your right leg, your calf muscle in particular, towards your right forearm, and that'll help you rotate your torso up toward the sky. Left arm up. You can keep your gaze straight toward me, toward the screen. You can look down toward the floor if your neck needs a little bit more support, or you can turn your gaze up towards your left hand. Inhale fully as you push through both legs, out through your toes, exhale completely, and then root down through your left leg, lift yourself all the way up, and switch. Turn your right foot in, left foot out. So we're entering into the pose into a different way. That's okay. There are a lot of different ways to get into these poses, and that's sort of why I'm doing it this way, so that you see all the different options for getting into and out, or at least two, so that you have options for yourself, okay? Now, if you're getting into it from standing, press through that inside edge of your right foot and spread your toes. Your whole right foot is solid on the ground. Keep that. You can start with your hands at your hips and lengthen over your left leg. None of this, like, hips out of the way business, like Jane Fonda style. I love Jane Fonda. I really do. But not for triangle pose. Okay? Keep your pelvis neutral as you lengthen over your left leg. You can bring your fingertips to your shin, all the way down to the floor maybe. That felt very far for me. And then squeeze your left leg towards your left arm. As you squeeze your leg towards your arm, you can use that to turn your chest up and extend your right arm up. Feels good. If it doesn't, hand stays at your ribs or your hips. Again, your options for your gaze are down toward the floor, forward toward the screen, or all the way up towards your right hand. You're going to give your legs another squeeze as you lift through your chest. And as you exhale, push out through both of your feet and reach up through your right fingertips. Feel that same wingspan that you did earlier, right? From fingertips to fingertips. Okay, now push down through your right leg, lift yourself all the way up, and heel toe your feet together. Maybe do a little dance if you want. I like to dance on my yoga mat. If nothing else, that was for your entertainment and for my enjoyment. So, okay. So now that you have all of those 5 poses, we can put them together in a little sequence. Now the sequence is optional, and we will be moving through it a little bit more slowly than I do ordinarily in some of my videos. We'll be holding poses a little bit longer. That's, it's just giving you a little bit more time in them. If you need more time than that, pause this recording. Move at your own pace, okay? And give yourself the time that you need. But I want to give you the option to move through them as a sequence so that you can feel what it feels like in your body to link them together. Because transitions are really where you start to build strength in your body and joints, right? Holding poses for a long time is endurance, right? It's building endurance in your body. But the transitions are where you sort of build strength, right? When you move from one pose to the other, okay? So all that said, we're going to start in this wide-legged stance for Warrior 2. So left foot is parallel to that short edge of your mat. Turn your right foot out. Keep your pelvis neutral. Give your heels a squeeze as you lengthen up through your spine. And keep your left leg strong as you bend your right knee. Warrior 2. Arms go out to the sides. Now press down evenly through each foot. Spread those toes. Your whole foundation is awake and aware. You can stay here in your Warrior 2 or left hand to your left leg, right arm alongside your ear. Just to give yourself a little bit more side body stretch. Okay, take a full breath in, full breath out. Now from here, straighten your right leg, turn your right foot in, and reach forward with your right hand. You can bend your knees a little bit on the way as your right hand goes down, left arm goes up. So now we're in Prasarita Padottanasana with a twist. Give your heels a little bit of a squeeze so that you feel more stable in your hips and low back. And you can rotate your torso up toward the sky. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Okay, now turn your left foot out, bend your knee, and angle your left heel back slightly. Okay, you can use your left hand on your left leg for support as you bring your right hand up. And then once you're all the way upright, arms go up, Warrior 1. Okay, pull from your right heel all the way up through your right inner thigh, so there's a lot of good tone there. And then maybe turn your torso. And that's going to give you more stretch through the front of your leg. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Straighten your left leg. You can heel toe your feet a little closer if you need to. Angle your right heel further back and fold forward. Remember that if you need blocks, this is your moment. Having the blocks on either side of your foot. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. And bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg. Turn your right toes out. Squeeze your left leg towards your left arm and bring your right hand to your ribs or extend it all the way up. And that's your triangle pose. Okay, inhale here. Exhale completely. Now as you push down through your right leg, lift yourself up. Arms wide, bend your left knee. Warrior 2, look at that. Who knew that was going to happen? So you're in your Warrior 2. Firm up both legs, heels inward. Create more stability in your pelvis, and then push back out like you're trying to push your feet apart, but you're not. You can stay here in your Warrior 2, or right hand against your right leg, left arm alongside your ear. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Okay, now straighten your left leg, turn your left foot in. Give your knees a little bit of a bend if you need to as you reach down and forward. Left hand goes down, right arm goes up. And just be really mindful not to lock your knees back here, right? Instead, as you press through your feet evenly, you can take your thighs back, which is, I know, a little trickier. And as your thighs go back, that's going to open up more room for you to twist. Okay? And bend your right knee as you turn your right foot out. Angle your left heel back, and you can bring your right hand to your right thigh for support, or you can sweep all the way up, Warrior 1. So it sort of depends on how much leverage you need to get yourself up. Squeeze from your left heel all the way up through your left inner thigh. Maybe turn your torso. Inhale fully. Exhale completely, and then straighten your right leg. Heel toe your left foot in slightly. And then turn more over your right leg as you fold forward. fingertips to the ground. Now the tendency in this pose is to like roll out into the baby toe sides of your feet. I'm encouraging you here to press inward more with both feet. Root through that inside edge of your right foot and your left. It's going to wake up your body in some very exciting ways. Inhale fully. Exhale completely and fold over your right leg. Got one more pose. Bring your right arm to the inside of your right leg. Slide your left foot back again. Turn your toes out, and as you squeeze your right leg towards your right arm, bring your left hand to your hip. Okay? Now, if you need more lift, hand up to your shin, or on a block, or even other hand at your hip. Okay, you do not have to be all the way down on the ground here. The benefit of holding poses longer, though, is that the longer you're in them, the more your body goes, oh yeah, I can do this. Right? So your body might relax a little bit more, not relax the muscles, but relax a little bit more into gravity. Left arm up. Maybe turn your gaze towards your left hand. Push down through your left leg. Give yourself a squeeze as you lift yourself all the way up. Turn your right foot in. Heel toe again. Maybe in and out. Hey, let's do that dance again. Why not? Okay. Thank you for going with me on that adventure. All right. So that's your sequence. Okay. The poses are Warrior 2. Warrior 2, what I call Warrior 2 Goddess, but it's really like a stargazer. You're reaching your hand back. Arm goes up with side body. Then a twist in a wide-legged pose, Prasaritapadottanasana. The pose after that is Warrior 1, the back heel down. The pose after that is Parsvottanasana, sometimes known as pyramid pose. And the final pose is Trikonasana, or triangle pose. That's your sequence, if you want to do them in a sequence. If you just want to do them one at a time, that's what the first 2/3 of the video is for. Okay? I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I hope that it gave you a little bit more time in the poses to just feel and be and enjoy so that you could learn a little bit more about your body while you're in it so that it could feel really good, and that it gives you a stepping stone if you want to begin to do a little bit more dynamic movement and to transition more smoothly from one pose to the next. So thanks for hanging out with me on the mat, for moving slowly and intentionally with me today, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat again really soon. Until then. Bye.